Okay, rockers, Turbo here, back with you inside the asylum. And as always, I like to bring you guys new and different music, and you don't get much newer and much different than Tengger Cavalry. And I'm lucky enough to be joined by phone right now by their frontman, Nature G. How are you, Nature?
Hey man, doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for taking the time out to call. I know you are very busy with a tour coming up.
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of merch box and we were packing, and we just got our van this noon, so we were, just constantly packing and then, arranging stuff. But now we are finally good.
Very
so
good.
we're gonna head to Montreal tomorrow morning, 6 probably. So we're excited for the first show.
Very cool, man. And as you should be, because you guys are really taking the world by storm. And I want to go back a little bit because people are just getting to know about you guys in some cases. And where did the idea of taking the Mongolian folk metal and throat singing, where did the idea come to mix that with
Right,
metal?
right, right. So I grew up with metal. I started to listen to metal when I was in middle school. I was listening to like Slipknot and Metallica. I was saying all this bands when I was in like the first degree of middle school. So I already was a metal fan. And then I started to being educated as like a Mongolian folk player with my Mongolian teacher in Beijing. I learned like throat singing, Mongolian fiddle for years. And like there was one day, I popped, I bumped into like some like Western folk metal groups, like in Siparam or some bands like that. And I really like the idea that they could combine their traditional folk with the heavy metal. So I was thinking, I know how to play, my own folk music, this is the way I learned Mongolian folk. I think it might be cool to, incorporate some Oriental folk with heavy metal. So that was like the original idea. Yeah.
So when you first started telling people about this idea, what was the reaction that you got from people?
That's a good question. I mean, people were reactionally like surprised. Some people were offended. Some people were really, really happy. It really depends, but I think art is about freedom. So I think it's like a cool idea to combine whatever it is, because for me, it's important to promote Mongolian culture to me personally. So I would just keep on doing whatever it is.
Well, it's a great idea because everyone is curious of what the next step in rock and metal music is, and nobody was really doing anything drastically different. Here you come along, mixing Mongolian folk music and the throat singing with metal, and now here we have something that is so new and so unique that, you are really taking the world by storm. I know you guys sold out Carnegie Hall, and what was that whole experience like for you guys?
The Carnegie Hall was like a fun experience because we were actually playing like a folk set compared to like normal like metal set. So we have to sit down and practice all the traditional folk music the traditional Mongolian folk musician with my new bandmates. It was an awesome experience. It was a challenge, but we managed to figure it out. I think the fan liked it, and it's important for us because we're all like metal musician, rock musician. But to have such experience with like in Carnegie Hall and stuff, it make us more like look at the music in different perspectives. That we never looked at before, and we just like play in a folk music or concert music way. So we kind of like really dig the idea of doing that, and we will love to do that again and again. Yeah, so like for us, we love like all kinds of music like metal, folk, but we would love to keep playing whatever we want. We're do folk metal. It's all the same to us.
Very cool. I mean, not many bands can say they played Carnegie Hall or that they even sold it out, and I gotta give a lot of respect to you guys for doing that, and also, you guys are a band where everybody that hears it finds something they like about it. I've very rarely come across anyone say that they didn't totally like what you guys do, and I think that's partly because you guys take from various aspects of the world of rock and metal. Was that something that you intentionally do in the writing, or is it just the way each song kind of falls into play?
Let me think about it. I think music just happened as a natural part of me, from my own experience of what we are doing. But it always surprised me that every time I see like international audience from the Western world, from the European, from the American audience, that they connect with it so much that I just came to realize that it doesn't matter, what is your background. It doesn't matter what is your nationality. Music is music. We're all people, and doesn't matter if it's Mongolian, or Chinese, or in America. That it connects with everybody. So I think we were just using this kind of music style as a tool to connect with everybody and communicate with everybody, and attract the people who like our music and keep on what we're doing. I think that's my opinion about it.
Yeah, no, I mean, you guys definitely do a great job at appealing to everyone, and you did it really in a unique way, leading up to the release of your new album, Die on My Ride. You guys did a bunch of covers of varying artists, stuff from Megadeth to Metallica to Avril Lavigne. How did you guys decide which artists and which songs would fit the style of music that you do?
I mean, those cover songs were really fun because, there was like a period of time that I really, wanted to do cover songs in our own way, like the Mongolia, Oriental, folkman ways. So I was listening to all those metal bands that grew up with, like Rammstein, Metallica, Slayer. So I went on Spotify and I searched for their top song for people, and I think it might be a cool idea to show our audience that what is our own way of covering those songs. So I cover those songs, and I rearranged the song in Tengger Cavalry way. Now I don't know if people really like it or not. Some people have different ideas, but the most important thing for me is I did it, and we tried to interpret those legendary metal band that influenced the world in our own ways. So I think it's kind of like a really fun experience for us, like an educational way for us to move forward to what we are doing in the future. Yeah, that's how I see it.
Sure, absolutely. It's also a great way to introduce the band to people that might not have been familiar with you guys prior to that. And of course, I gotta ask, what was it like when Dave Mustaine of Megadeth shared one of the covers that you did? How did you guys feel? What was your reaction when you heard about that?
Um, well, the action is funny. I mean, like, we got both sides really like. We got a lot of people who fucking dig the idea of how we covered it, and we got the idea. We got the comments that some people really fucking hated it. Like, why the fuck you cover those famous songs with like weird girls singing and shit? So, like I love just to see how people react differently, just based on one song. They show who they are. But for me, like, it's all a fun experience. Like I said, I grew up with those songs, I love those songs. So for me, it's a dedication to those great musicians who put their time into writing those great songs. That's how I see it.
Sure, man. I mean, it's sometimes the best way to show how much you admire somebody is to do your version of their own work, and I think you guys did a great job on all of them.
Thank you so much for that.
Very welcome. Now, you guys now have out your newest album, Die on My Ride, available everywhere, wherever you buy your music. And tell me a little bit about the writing process on this album. Was it any different than the previous albums, now knowing that the world would be waiting?
I mean, like, the writing process, it's a little different, I guess, for the new album. Well, I would say, like, for the old albums, it was all, based on music idea, mostly, like, traditional Mongolian music pattern, what kind of tempo I want, like, more like music idea. But for the new album, I think naturally, I based each song on different live experience, and that's really, I feel more natural to write the song for myself as like a individual person, because we all experience different experiences in different time of our life, and for different songs like "Die on My Right," "Cursed," those songs were starting to be written based on an emotional idea rather than the musical idea. So I think I would say that's the biggest difference now.
Really? So you wrote more from, well, really, there's no better way to put it. You wrote from your heart as opposed to just an idea.
Yeah, because, for this album, before I wrote it, I thought a lot of things, and I think in the past, I really wanted to create something like, set up a standard about like Mongolian folk metal, because I was like a traditional trained Mongolian folk musician. I learned all this traditional Mongolian folk song. So when I wrote the first few albums, I really wanted to reflect that musical part of me that I wanted to convey this kind of heritage in my band. And I don't want people to misunderstood when it's Mongolian folk music, not like with Chinese music, not with Korean music, not with Japanese music. I really want to, make sure that I convey the right community idea to the world. But for this album, I think, I sort of thinking about this album from a very, very, very different perspective, which is, as I told you, about personal experience, individual value, individual respect, or individual struggle. So it like you said, it did came from like a very, very different perspective, which is like you said, heart. Yeah.
Right. So I mean, and that I think that too also helps to connect with the audience worldwide. I think people are more worried about trying to write the next epic instead of writing what they know and what they feel, and because that's really how the fans and the bands are able to connect when you share the feelings that go into each song.
You know what? That's a really, really deep, a good question. When I went to the composition music school when I was in NYU, that was something that I always talked with my, personal mentor, composition mentor. Um, I think, ultimately it's all about feeling. We're all fucking human beings. We all want to, be happy. We all have the, life struggle. We all want to be who we are. It doesn't matter like you're white, you're yellow, you're black, blah blah blah, you're blue, you're green. I don't really care. I think the most important thing is, as a human being, what do we want as an individual? Especially when we face society, everybody wants to be themselves. So, come back to the question that you asked. I think musically, as human beings, we all just express our life experience and try to connect with as many people as possible. So I'm on the side that music is more about emotion. But I do have to say, those techniques, those musical idea, those music philosophy, it does matter because they only help you to convey your emotional idea in a better or direct way. That's how I put it. Yeah, it's like a tool for your emotion.
Sure, sure. Now I've got to ask, because you and I are on the same wavelengths that music is an emotion. How do you feel about nowadays where everyone is worried about filming a live show on their phone rather than just living in the moment of the show and feeling the emotion of the music?
Wow. I think human mind is really complicated. We thought a lot about different things. We have a lot of different want-tos and things. So I think it's really about being who you are, and really just like try not to let the environment outside to influence you, but more about be a better person in the world and improve yourself. And I think that's how I would discipline myself. Regarding this question is I think people should discipline themselves compared to complain about the downfall of the environment. And that's how what I learned from my life, I guess.
Sure, sure. Totally get that. So now you guys are getting ready to go out and do a bunch of tour dates in support of Die on My Ride, and I believe you guys are also doing dates over in Europe. Are you excited about being part of the festivals over in Europe?
Oh yeah. We got like 3 European festivals, one in Norway, one in France, and one in Germany, the Wacken, the biggest one. We never played in Europe before, so we kind of stoked for that, but also a little bit nervous about that, because we really want to give people the best first impression to the European audience, because we have a lot of fans over there that we got comment from on social media. So we were just, trying to do our best, I guess. Yeah.
Sure, and of course, Wacken being the really big metal festival of the world, is there anyone you're looking forward to seeing at Wacken?
I think we are looking for an experience to play at Wacken for so many people. We're looking for like the experience to entertain people and show them that what we got in our music passion as individuals is not being afraid of showing it. So so I guess for me, personally, I would like to really give them a good show, but a really authentic show with our own feelings in it. Not to show it off, not to try to be something, but more like give them an authentic show of what Tengger Cavalry is about. That's how I feel about it.
Very cool, and I know you guys are going to kick ass over there at Vakin and in Europe and all the dates here in North America. Nature G, before I let you go, I gotta ask of you, what song would you like me to share with my listeners from your new album, Die on My Ride?
Hey, Josh. I will pick the song. "Die on My Right." That's my favorite song. It's very dark, nasty, fat, heavy. Mongolia, you get everything you want in that song. So I would definitely say play "Die on My Right."
Definitely. Is there any particular story with writing that one, or is that just one you guys had fun putting together?
Well, I think society sets so much rules for individuals to become who they are. You're too short for this. You're this for that. You're not good at this. Society has so many rules. So I guess for the song "Down on My Right," it's to all the individuals who want to be themselves. It's about fuck all of this. You are who you are as a human being. You were born on this earth as an individual, as a savage. And whatever it is. So be who you are and chase for your dream, even though you might die on your right of chasing this dream. Just be who you are. We all got one life to live. I think that's my message.
That is a great message, one I live by, and one everyone should live by. Nature G of Tengger Cavalry, thank you for joining me here inside the Asylum. Go get Die on My Ride, available everywhere, and check out the title track right now here inside the Asylum.